you want to be a basketball player, if you want to go to the NBA, what you believe is that you're good enough to go to the NBA, right? So that belief is going to put you out on the court, non-stop, dribbling, practicing, shooting. You'll be in the gym, you'll be, you know what I'm saying, scrimmaging, you'll be doing things to prepare you for the NBA, to prepare you for your goal. So that's going to matter, that's going to come out. What you believe is going to show up. 10 times out of 10, whatever we believe is going to show up in our lives. So be careful what you believe and question that. The other day I said we have to think about what we're thinking about, and we have to think about what we believe, because that's going to create and scope our lives. So I just want to encourage everybody, you know, make sure that your goals and your dreams and your actions are in line. You know, you can't have them all out of sync. You can't say, you know, today I want to be an author, and then tomorrow I want to be an actor, and then the next day I want to be a rapper, then the next day I want to be a painter or artist. You know what I'm saying? They all have to be in sync, and you have to have focus. You have to have laser-like focus, and it all stems from what you believe. Become what you believe, right? And then it turns to laser focus. You have to be focused. Good question. What do I say to those that live in fear? Who can you put that question back up? I need to see the end part. But to answer that, to those who live in fear, the best answer for fear is to step outside. Is to conquer what you're afraid of. So, for instance, for me, I used to have a fear of public speaking. Like just getting up in front of a group of people and talking. Now, I could just sit in those who live in fear and think that where they are is all there will be. Oh, okay. I got you. If you live in fear and you think that's all you will be, that's what you believe. So it goes back to become what you believe. If you live in fear and you believe that place is the only place for you, then you'll stay inside of that. Once you shift your paradigm, once you shift your thinking, once you shift your mindset, then you'll be able to come out of it and live in freedom. Once you know, a good example, right? Say you drive a hoopty, right? And then your friend lets you drive their Bentley. So once you get in the Bentley and then get back in your car, your whole mindset is changed. Your car is not going to feel the same because you've just been in a luxury vehicle. So you get back into your car and you're like, man, this don't even feel the same. Like, I don't even like driving this no more, because your mind, your vision and your thinking has been stretched, right? Same thing with fear. When we live in fear, and when we get a taste of freedom, once we get a taste of life outside of fear, we can't go back to the same thinking. As soon as we step out of the box and step out of fear and say, you know what, I could conquer this, I could do this, you get up. Like for me, like what I was saying before, fear of public speaking. The first time I got up and spoke, you know, the nerves was there, but the more I did it, the more, you know, comfortable I got. So it was like tasting a piece of freedom and going back to that bondage place. It doesn't feel the same. It's like, nah, man, I was free. Like, it felt good to be free. Why would I put myself back in that box? Why would I go back into slavery? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you go back and put the chains on after you've been free and you felt what it feels like to be free? You'll never be the same. So the first thing to do would be to change the mindset. I know it's not as hard as it thinks. I mean, we put more on it because of our mind, the way we think. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we continue to think and to continue to meditate, you believe. What are you constantly thinking about? What are you focused on? What are your goals? What are the things that you want to do? If you are battling fear, I've battled fear, you know, for a lot of my life, most of my life. And I noticed that once I start taking those action steps, because we can sit back and say, you know what, I could have just said, you know what, I don't have a fear of public speaking. I don't have a fear of public speaking. But until I actually did it, that fear would have remained. No matter what I would have said, it wouldn't have took effect until I conquered that fear. You have a fear of heights or roller coasters. You can sit back and look at it and say, you know, I'm not afraid of it anymore. But you will not know until you actually take that step. Take the step of get on the roller coaster and actually, you know what I'm saying, ride the roller coaster. So, become what you believe is another way of saying face your fears. Face your fears head on. Knock them out. Because we are not here. God did not create us to be afraid. He did not create us with I'm sorry, I can't even say the word. Timidity. He didn't give us a spirit of timidity. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. So those three characteristics goes. I can't even talk. Those three characteristics go hand in hand. And it goes hand in hand in our destiny and in our calling. So like I said the other day, we are all gifts. We are all gifts. And what do you do with a gift? You know, Christmas is coming up. We give gifts. You know, we exchange gifts. We give gifts. So we are meant to be shared our gifts are meant to be shared with each other, with the world. You know what I'm saying? We are all lights. So if we're in a dark world, we're the only light that there is. Right? So if we don't operate in our gifts, somebody's going to miss out. Somebody down the line is going to miss out. I gave the illustration the other day. The Wright brothers, you know, they revolutionized the way we get to destinations. You know, if I want to go from here to California, I can fly and get there, you know what I'm saying? I think 4 hours or something like that, 5 hours. But if I was to drive, it would take 24 hours, you know what I'm saying, to get there. So just think about if they wouldn't have invented the plane, invented the, you know, and we weren't able to fly, how would that affect our lives? You know, the car industry. If there were no cars, how would that affect our lives? So you have to look at yourself as an industry. You know, your gift and what you're called to do, that's an industry. So if you're not operating your gifts because of fear or because of doubt or because of rejection or because of whatever, you know what I'm saying, it is that's going on in your life, who's missing out? Who's missing out on your vehicle? Who's missing out on your plane? Who's missing out on the industry that's on the inside of you? So I once heard Dr. Miles Monroe. Thank you. Oh, I'm so, I don't know why I was kicking you out, but thank you for the love and the feedback. I appreciate it. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say one time that the wealthiest place in the world is not the mines in Africa, is not in the oil, and not in the, you know, places that produce oil, and it's not in America. I mean, it is in America, but the wealthiest place in the world is the cemetery, because so many people die with their gifts and their talents and their skills and all of that stuff locked up on the inside of them. So don't go to the grave with all of your gifts and all of your talents on the inside of you. Don't let fear hold you up from that. Don't let fear hold you back. I put up some of my own Facebook status that said, live full, die empty. Live full meaning be full of life, be full of love, be full of God, be full of your gifts and your God-given calling. Be full of that and release it, and die empty. So by the time you go to the grave, if you got 100 books inside of you, all 100 books are out. If you got 100 movies inside of you, all 100 movies are out. Like, everything is out, and everything is being passed on to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? That's leaving a legacy, something that's bigger than money. Because when we think about leaving a legacy or leaving something for our children's children, we automatically think money, and it goes beyond money. You know, money you can spend and or money can burn up in a fire. Money can, you know what I'm saying, we can lose money. But when we pass down a legacy of knowledge, we pass down a legacy of ownership, we pass down a legacy of understanding of God's word, of, you know, the things that really count. That's the legacy that we should be passing down. Of course, passing down money is good too, but if you don't have the understanding of it, you won't keep it. If you don't know how to invest, you won't keep it. If you don't know how to build or maintain a business, you won't keep it. You know what I'm saying? We automatically think like, man, I got to get money so I could put it aside for my children's children. And then when your children get it, they don't know what to do with it. They just squander it, or they go, spend it on, frivolous things that don't mean anything, things that are cool today, but they won't think about tomorrow. So the biggest legacy would be to pass on knowledge, pass on understanding, pass on love. You know what I'm saying? And we can build from there. So the thought for today: become what you believe. Become what you believe. That's the thought for today. Thank y'all. I appreciate the hearts. I really, really appreciate the hearts. I appreciate everybody that's going to watch it on the replay. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. If y'all outside in the snow, be careful, because it's still coming down. I think it's supposed to snow until, they said, about 3 o'clock. So it's still coming down heavy. Hope y'all like the haircut, fresh out the barber shop. Waiting for the wife to come on out. I know she's gonna be looking fine as usual. And yeah, have a blessed day. Love y'all. Peace.